Welcome to my channel Harinath Vemula. Today, let us discuss the key points which are expressed by the poet in the poem A Plea for India. A Plea for India is a patriotic poem which is written by an unknown poet. We don't know who has written this poetry, but it's fantabulous to invoke the patriotism among the people of India. When we read the poem A Plea for India, we have to understand the word, the plea. Plea has to be understood. So, plea is to request, plea is to appeal, plea is to urgent prayer, plea is to excuse or apologies. So, the poet appeals the people of India, and the poet prays the God, and the poet asks excuse or apology from the people who do wrong. So, this is, we are going to learn something, a plea for India. Let us discuss one by one. So, in this poem, we have to concentrate on two things. The poet has expressed two things throughout the poem. One is to do things, and the other one is not to do things. Two things have been expressed throughout the poem. One is the things that we have to do, and another one is the things that we have not to do. Now, let us understand one by one. First, let us start not to do things. What are the things that the poet requests us, the poet pleads us for not to do? The things not to do. The very first one, the poet asks the people of India not to fight. And here fight refers to the fight for religion, the fight for caste, the fight for region or etc. Whatever might be the reasons behind the fight, it must not be accepted among the people. We should not fight for religion, we should not fight for caste, we should not fight for region as well. The poet requests all the Indians not to fight for unnecessary things regarding religion, caste, region and others. And one more not to do thing is spending time bickering. Bickering here, quarreling. So, the poet requests all the people of India not to spend their time bickering or quarreling with others on unnecessary things. And the third point is indulging problems anew. Here the word anew is again. Anew means again. So, the same problem has not to be faced again and again. When you face a problem, you have to learn something from the problem, and you should not face the same problem again. When you face the same problem again, when you create the same problem again, that means you are not aware or you haven't learned anything from that problems. So, in India, there are many problems, and each problem is occurring many a time across the country. Hence, the poet requests the people, the same problems must not be confronted, and the problems must not be repeated, and we should not indulge, we should not be in the problems again and again, and we should not create the same problem again and again. And the very first and foremost thing, he requests all the people, don't create problems. One more thing, the poet requests the people, he requests all the people of India not to be violent. And the poet requests that many people or many cheating leaders across the country encourage you towards the violence. You will be cheated by their invoking violent thoughts. For that, the poet requests, don't be cheated yourself by listening to the cheating people around you. And hence the poet requests all the people of India asking few questions regarding soldiers, the young people who commit suicide for something, or the policemen, soldiers died in a battle or a fight or in some violence. Who can return this Indian son to his mother? Here mother refers to Mother India. Every human being in India, every citizen of India is the son and the daughter of Mother India. Thus the poet requests every Indian citizen not to be violent with your friends and colleagues and everyone around you. You should not be cheated. You must be aware of the people who make you violent. And one more thing not to be done thing is hatred heart. You should not have a hatred heart towards your co-fellows or friends or colleagues or neighbors. Whomever you are going to collaborate with them, you should not be hatred. Your heart must be in a way to receive all the people in a similar manner, and you love everyone, your mother, your father, your parents, your children, and you have to love everybody around you and whom you met across the country as well. The poet here requests all the Indian people, don't have the hatred thing in your mind or in your heart. Remove the hatred thoughts from your mind. Remove the hatred feeling from your heart. The poet always appeals from the beginning of the poem, do not be hatred towards the religion. Do not be hatred towards the caste. Do not be hatred towards the region. Don't think that you belong to some region, you belong to some caste, you belong to some religion, and you should not hate other people according to their religion, caste and region. Though we belong to different regions, religions and castes, we are one. We are the sons and daughters of the Mother India. Hence, don't be hatred. Don't have the hatred heart. And one more thing, the poet pleads and requests about false pride. The poet pleads the Indian people, don't be proud and don't get proud, and we should not have a false pride. Everybody has their own abilities and they can do at their pace. Thus, the poet requests all the people, you should not get false pride on your achievements, on the finance, on the development you have gotten. Though you might be a successful person, though you might have gotten a lot of money and wealth, and though you have been developed yourself or getting some help from others, but don't be proud. Be proud to be an Indian, and don't be proud of your achievements, and don't be proud of your financial position, and don't be proud of the development of. So the poet requests all the people, all the citizens across the country, don't get false pride. Don't get false pride of having achievements, of having finance, of having the development, etc. And one more thing, the poet requests all the Indian people or some corrupted leaders around you made in, they make some unpleasant noise to encourage you or to stimulate your feelings towards violence or something. Listening to them, you have some knowledge and you have to understand whether it is right or wrong, whether it has to be followed or not, and take a good decision. And don't blindly follow the leaders, the corrupted leaders who incite you. So who stimulate your feelings, you just concentrate on them and understand whether it is right or wrong, the things expressed by the corrupted leaders. You have to identify the people who influence you, whether they are correct people or wrong people. The poet also requests all the Indian citizens should not be misled. Some people or some groups or some corrupted leaders may mislead you. You cannot understand, and they emotionally make you charged and to the outside, and they may smile in front of you, but there may be something different idea behind their smile. The corrupted leaders or some groups, some people around you may mislead you by invoking different thoughts. So don't be misled. You have to gain much knowledge to get whether the people are saying right or wrong. And again, the poet requests, please, all the Indian citizens to get rid of the dead habits. What are the dead habits? Illiteracy is a dead habit. Ignorance is a dead habit. Bad customs and traditions, superstitions, and many more. Centuries together, people are following some dead habits. So the poet requests all the people get rid of all these dead habits. Illiteracy leads you failure. Ignorance leads you failure. Bad customs and traditions make you failure. And even superstitions also make you failure. To get rid of all these bad habits or dead habits, what you have to do is you have to learn, you have to know, you have to knowledgeful, you have to make yourself resourceful, knowledgeful, and you have to learn things better. Till now we have discussed what the poet requested all the people around the country not to do, and now let us find how the poet asked the people of India to do things. What are the things the poet asked to do? The very first thing, the poet asks the people to be foresighted. One has to foresee. For that, everybody has to prepare wisely for one's future. For that, everybody must possess knowledge. For that, everybody must understand the cheats around, and every Indian citizen must possess the quality of foresight. This is the thing that the poet pleads the people to get in. And the second quality must be possessed by the Indian people, requested by the poet, is unity in diversity. Though we may come from different regions across India, different religions across India, different castes across India, we may wear different apparel, we may speak different languages, and don't think all these differences. We have to be united because we are one, we are Indians, and we are the sons and daughters of Mother India. Though we speak different languages, we are one. Our cultural tradition is one. Hence the poet requested all the Indian people be united in India. Next, the poet asks the people to do things that ignore selfish calls from corrupted leaders. Some may call for the people to make an agitation, but people have to think. If it is the genuine, just follow the leader. Okay. If it is not the genuine, with your knowledge, with your education, with your experience, you have to find out whether the person who calls this agitation is the right one or wrong one. So, if he gives a wrong call, then if it is the selfish call, just ignore it. The poet asks to do thing is maintain brotherhood. Irrespective of region, irrespective of religion, irrespective of caste, irrespective of creed, irrespective of language and something else. Just maintain brotherhood. After all, we are brothers. After all, we are the sons and daughters of Mother India. Hence, the poet requests all the Indian people to maintain brotherhood. And again, the poet requests all the Indian people to be non-violent. Don't go for violence, be patient. And we have learnt the non-violence from our Mahatma Gandhi. Instead being violent, spread happiness, spread peace. Don't be violent among the people, or don't be violent in mind, don't be violent in heart as well. And he asks all the Indian people to have a loving heart. One must love all the people, irrespective of their region, religion, caste, creed, language, color, etc. We should see as them our brothers, and we must love of mankind. And this is Indian tradition and culture we have seen in our history as well. And many sages, seers and saints have taught us the loving nature as well. Hence requests all the Indian people get a loving heart. Be proud to be an Indian, irrespective of feeling the religion, region, caste and other things. Just after all, we are brothers and sisters. Hence the poet requests all Indians, be proud to be an Indian. And the poet asks the people to get rid of the bad habits from your mind and heart and get the pious thoughts. Good thoughts have to be taken into mind and taken into heart. Always the poet requests all the Indian people to get pious thoughts, to do good deeds, to do good actions. For them, you must get good thoughts as well. And the poet asks Indian people, get the power of winning hearts and love. One must love others and one must be loved by others. For that everyone possesses the power of winning hearts and love of mankind. And again, the poet requests to get all good qualities among the people, ask the people to be educated. So it's everybody's responsibility to make the people around us to be educated academically or to be educated morally and to be educated physically as well. To physically educated, to become strong in body and to be educated academically to get his knowledge elaborated. And the poet requests all the Indians to possess all these qualities: discipline, dedication and determination. These are the three qualities when somebody possesses will become a successful person in his life. When all the Indians possess discipline, dedication and determination, our India will become the greatest country across the world. So hence the poet requests all the Indian people to possess the qualities of being disciplined, being dedicated and being determined. Thus the poet, through his poem A Plea for India, requests, please Indian people to become the great personalities and make the country united. And this is all about A Plea for India, a patriotic poem. If you like my videos, subscribe my channel, share my videos, like my videos. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.